Welcome back, viewers, and thank you for staying tuned. Now, just before the break, we went on talking about many of our, gentlemen are in the business of restaurant trade. However, in other trades as well. But the ladies are actually helping grow their business and helping them in many different ways. So they are somehow involved. But the problem we have is that they are not being recognized, and that's what we were talking about.
Yes.
So if you want to just carry on from there a little
Yeah,
bit, that the fact that they're not being recognized.
Well, if you see overall the ethnic minority, not only Bengalis here, if you see the Indians, Pakistanis, and Bengalis or other Caribbeans, black, see that all those corner shop, you will see there are women also sometimes working. Okay. And I believe most of them are their family members. But when we talk about even entrepreneurs, it's a widespread assumption that the people think about only male entrepreneurs is equal to male, not female, unless you tell the people female entrepreneurs. So the recognition is why this is really important. If you do not recognize their work, the more women will not be encouraged. More women will not come. They will say, okay, let's go to the work. But for financial freedom, the entrepreneurship is really important. If you, like I interviewed some of the women, they used to be working for different companies. So when I asked them, why did you choose entrepreneurship or business over employment? Employment is such like, it's a granted something. So they say, most of the time they say that the freedom is very important, flexibility, and some of them they express their it's kind of emotional that before they discriminated in their workplace. Okay. So I would say the recognition is very important. If you work, you do a program like Business Today for, it has been about 2 years now. So we should recognize your work. You are doing something for community. The same as the women are doing a lot of things to help their men's business. So we should recognize them. Then our sister and our daughter will come to business. I
understand. Okay. Now, what is your opinion in terms of how to recognize them? I mean, what I'm personally finding, just going off the topic a little bit, back again to the recognition side, what I'm finding is we're going a little bit backwards to come forward. Now, in the early days when our restaurateurs actually opened the business, they needed their wife to help them, support them, build those businesses. I'm talking about the very early days when our forefathers built the restaurant empire. Now, at those days, the ladies were working, they were helping managing. A lot of them didn't get recognized, obviously, that's true as well. And some have. Recently we had a project called The Night of the Raj. He's actually showed and made a lot of videos on that actually, where our ladies have actually worked in the kitchen physically. They were the chef. There was all sorts of things that they've done for the business. But now it seems like the ladies are not much involved within our industry, and they're well, I would say they are still involved. They're still involved, but somehow recognition is less. But it's better than previous time, obviously. It's like in 90s or 60s or 80s when our restaurants, they started the business. Obviously, they got help from their women. But now we recognize them. And that's why we see the women are climbing up the ladder. They are coming forward. We've got 3 members of parliament in the UK, which is historical. And we see so many women are doing business. So take, for example, Sabrina Hussain, a CEO of MTV, which is really inspiring. So in the UK, there are like, I think about 10 TV channels here, or more than 10 probably. And we got one CEO who is a female entrepreneur, which is encouraging, though I would say it is underrepresented. So probably the other companies should come forward as well to recognize. So this is also recognition. Sabrina Hussain, for example, she is the CEO of NTV. This is recognition. Sure.
Okay, and we encourage more women to come forward and do more work.
Yeah, I think she's doing a lot to inspire and motivate many ladies. I think she's got some projects in hand to work on that as well, which is a great,
That would be
great
excellent,
thing.
yeah.
And I think channels like NTV and other channels can take their part in helping to recognize our women.
I would really appreciate, and I'm looking forward to seeing this kind of stuff in the NTV is doing.
No, definitely. Now, your finding on women entrepreneurship, other than not being recognized,
Right.
what other challenges do you find that these ladies are facing in terms of coming into the world of entrepreneurship? What sort of challenges are they really facing and you're finding?
Well, mostly overall ethnic minority women, or even ethnic people, including the men. What we, so far the studies found that the lack of funding is one of the most important challenges. Yeah, and then we got lack of skills and resources, access to business advice and support, and then we got like racism is a big issue. So unfortunately, British society still have the racism, and British society cannot overcome the racism issues yet.
Not that quickly.
Yeah,
that's right.
And this still exists here. And obviously, in terms of Bengalis and Pakistanis and even Indians, we got our own religious and cultural issues also. So all these challenges exclusively make this, we say concrete ceiling. So glass ceiling is a ceiling that you cannot see the bar, but women actually, somewhere they are stopped. Take for example that currently in 2018, I think I saw that in FTSE 100 companies, there are only 23%, I believe, women directors, which is way behind than the male directors.
Okay.
On the other hand, FTSE 250 companies, there are I think 28% altogether.
Okay.
So which is still, where should be, it would be an equal society when we will see 50% women directors and 50% men directors. So we should look forward to make sure the women are equally getting the opportunity as like men. And the reason why I say this, the women, even the white women, also facing the discrimination and challenges.
So there is a big issue around the fact of sexism.
Yes, of course, yeah. Because of, it is an assumption that it's unfortunate really. We think, oh, women, you cannot do this, okay, you stay there, okay, you sit there, something like that. Okay,
I'm glad you said that, because at one point I thought, are we going to say here that Muslims are only suffering that, but it's not the case, is it? It's actually across the board.
It's actually across the board. But when we're talking about Bengalis, Asians, South Asians, Muslim women, so then it becomes concrete ceiling, not glass ceiling anymore.
Okay.
It's even thicker, stronger, that they cannot climb, that they cannot go.
Okay.
So we have a report in last year, I think, or probably 2017, in Guardian, that a Bengali girl was refused to get a job because of she was wearing hijab. So, but this is changing. Fortunately, these are even the mainstream media is trying to point out these issues, and slowly it's changing. So this needs to be changed, and for making the change, we need to identify those issues, and that's why I'm doing this course, this project. So yeah, so this is one of the important things.
I think, do you find that our cultural, traditional cultural issues are actually one of the major factor within our Asian community that is actually giving a lot of problems in ladies going forward? I mean, I can give you an example. For example, my wife, she is not going back to work or business or anything. She's very relaxed the way she is, because we stopped her from the offset and thought, okay, you know, you can look after the house and everything, and actually taken her confidence away from her. Is that something that we're doing wrong?
This is the point, actually. You just mentioned it. This is the main point, because we think some of the works are appropriate for them, which is not true actually. It shouldn't be. What I believe, or what we believe nowadays, that the women can do any work as like the other men. But unfortunately, our culture and our, I would say, not the religion. It's basically the interpretation of some people.
Understanding.
Yeah, understanding of them, or their interpretation is the women has got some work. They needs to do this, like looking after the children, like, you know, cooking, shopping, this kind of stuff. And as and when they even come up with a project or with a plan that I'm going to do this kind of business, we in the beginning we started discouraging them. No, no, you can't do that. Yeah, this is men's work. The business is men's work, right? This is in our culture actually, but fortunately it has been changing. It's really good that, as I just mentioned, that they're doing shopping, you know, taking the kids to the school.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that one of the point we made when we discouraged them, that you cannot do this, you cannot manage the business, but actually women are a good manager.
They are
Good
actually,
manager.
yeah. I mean,
if you go to the Watney market, Sainsbury's, Tesco's, yeah, or the shops in the Bengali shops in Whitechapel or East London areas, you will see that most of the women are doing the shopping. It means that, to me, it means that they can maintain their cash flow very well because of they are doing the shopping, so they know how much I'm going to spend today and how much I'm going to save, keep for next week, and what I will buy next week. So this is an issue of maintaining as well, managing as well. Yeah. They're taking the school every day on time.
Managing the home as well is a big
managing
thing.
Home as well. Okay.
I'll be honest with you. You know, I can't do one day. I can't do one day of that.
No, and then eventually we said that no, you cannot manage. I would say managing family is harder than managing a business. Business, you got hands, you got responsibilities separated for the people. You employ people. You do that. You do accounting.
Take one
you
out,
do
put one in.
human resources. Yeah, you buy, you communicate. But this is one of the issues. I'm glad that you mentioned this.
No, it's very interesting because yes, in a business you can make a decision that you want to stop this, start this, or this person we don't want to continue anymore. You know, there's solutions. Whereas maintaining a family and everything, you can't make those decisions. It's all about solution. You cannot make decisions on, oh, I'm going to ignore this person from now on.
Exactly.
You can't. It's how to work around everything. And, you know, they have a set of skill. And
they have, yeah.
I think we're not actually, due to culture, due to tradition, we're not actually allowing them to come out there and do it. Now, we've mentioned culture. Now, skills you've also mentioned, and funding are other barriers for ladies and people in business. Yeah, skills. What can one do, and what are your findings on the skills shortage? Well, within our women.
Anything if you start, I would say skills are really important. If you, for example, a woman who wants to start a business like makeup business or like any businesses, I would say this is important to get some skills on the particular field, like knowledge and how does it work. And for the lacking of skills, it's not only the woman, it's for the newcomer in the business, or a lot of startup businesses are shutting down because of the enthusiasm is one thing, and the skills and knowledge is different. So our women, including the Asian and black women, even the white women also, for them the skills is really important because they do not have much opportunity to get the skills, the right skills. So so they need to have some kind of skills to start a business. Without any skills, if they start a business, it's more likely to be failed, I would say. So that's why what I saw so far, that the successful women so far I have interviewed, they have some kind of previous experience on this field.
Okay.
Yeah. So like if you would like to start a home care or social care business, then it would be ideal to have some knowledge on this and
On that
have some
particular field, yeah. So it's very important that before you go into the business is learning about the industry you're going in. So gaining some skills, training on those subjects. You know, so your advice is that they should first go out there, attain that skill, obtain that skill somehow by way of training or being involved in the industry first, and then go into business. And that way you think the sustainability of the business will be better. That's what.
Take for example industries. Curry industries is mostly skill based.
We're going to come on to the curry industry if you don't mind. We're just going into a break again. Viewers, stay tuned, and right after the break we'll continue from that section again. See you after the break.